With spring comes blue skies, warmer weather, longer days, and a natural rise in serotonin. This mood-boosting chemical lifts our energy and nudges us back outside after a long winter, often landing us in the garden. Like a magnet, you feel the pull to dig your hands into your neglected raised beds and grow something beautiful in your own backyard. While gardening feels good, did you know it's also good for you? Exposure to soil microbes like Mycobacterium has been shown to support brain health and help reduce stress. The gentle movement combined with vitamin D from the sun and full sensory engagement can have benefits that rival meditation or a trip to the gym. After months spent indoors, our biology is essentially primed to reconnect with the natural world. One brand has been capitalizing on our desire to create our own little slice of heaven in our backyards, whether it's a lush lawn, full blooms, or a patch of veggies. And what gardener doesn't need a little help? Known for its synthetic, fast-acting, water-soluble nutrients, they dominate the retail market due to its ease of use, accessibility, and reputation for rapid plant growth. And not even controversies, scandals, and lawsuits have slowed it down. It's widely considered the most popular and recognizable consumer fertilizer brand in the United States. And that's why this week's On Brand is on Miracle Gro.
We're all jazzed up, nearly having a cow. You want your favorite show, and it's on right now. It's on brand.
Welcome to On Brand with Jon and Marisa. I'm Jon.
I'm Marisa.
Oh, Miracle Gro.
You're a plant daddy. What are your thoughts on Miracle Gro?
My relationship with plants has changed over the years.
Pre-pod, we were really pushing you into developing Plant Daddy as an Instagram persona.
That would have been a spin-off of Hollywood Justin. Hollywood Justin presents Plant Daddy. I think there were
Hollywood Justin by Plant Daddy.
By Plant Daddy, ex Plant Daddy. I feel like there was already Plant Daddies there, and then when I saw what they look like, I was like, I don't.
It was a lot of like bears in overalls.
Yeah, or just suspenders, overalls with no like shirt on. With like a little hoe and a gardening tool. Okay.
He's back.
No, I went through that whole like, when was that? The 2017.
Air plants?
Air plants I'm good with.
Sure.
You can only grow them outside. I don't care what anyone says. If you try to grow them
I have several air plants rotting in different corners of my home.
Yeah, if they're inside, they will die. At least with me. If I stick them outside, wedge them in a tree, leave them, they're fine.
Do that. Well, because Trader Joe's, their plant section is so alluring with its cute little pots and its little whimsical gimmicks. Do you know how many Venus flytraps I've killed?
Again, Venus flytraps are found in the tropics, and then we get them here. If you get a Venus flytrap, my tip, Plant Daddy tip, maybe I am Plant Daddy.
Plant Daddy.
Side hustle Plant D.
Merch.
Keep it in the thing that it comes in, because it comes in a tube, which collects moisture, which kind of recreates that tropical.
Even with that, how does Trader Joe's keep them alive? How many flies
How does Trader
are there to eat in a Trader Joe's? I was feeding, we've probably talked about this before, because Venus flytrap season it's come and passed several times.
Yeah.
So, of course, the pod. I was killing flies and then feeding them with tweezers to the Venus flytrap, but they need to be live because their little wiggling legs stimulate whatever digestion enzymes are in the plant.
Oh, I thought that's just what made it close.
No, you could stick a dead fly in there and it'll close. Oh. But the wiggles will get things moving like they always do.
But I think it closes when you put a dead fly in there because you're wiggling it.
Sure, but the fly's legs have to be like, ow, I'm die. And then it died.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to have to research this. Not that I don't trust you.
Not that you have more free time to research.
Me at 1 o'clock. Like, how do Venus flytraps work? You know what I love? Did you ever have there must be a better name for them, but I think when you buy them, they're called like the sensitive plant.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks like a tiny fern, like, because like each leaf has like a million little deet, 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 deet.
Yeah.
And then if you touch it, they all like close.
I feel like a sensitive plant sometimes.
Okay. Do you want to talk about that?
You know what? When I think of sensitive plants, I think of
a weeping willow.
No, I think of
Babe, that was such a good joke. Are you kidding me? You're just going to plow over that? Well, no, we're doing that again.
Okay, well, when I think of sensitive plants, you know what I think of?
A weeping willow.
That was really good, Jon. That was really good.
It was.
It was.
Oh, no, I'm not taking it was.
They shouldn't put plants like that activate on touch eye level of a 4-year-old at a Home Depot, which is where they always are. And so these are sensitive plants that have been ravaged by the fingers of like 4, 5, 6, and 7-year-olds. And they're stroked into oblivion.
I'll talk about this on off-band, but one boring Saturday in the dorm.
You were also stroked into oblivion.
Got stroked into oblivion.
So you've gone through different seasons with plants.
Well, yeah, just
so
to put a pin in what you were saying, it also, for a plant to go like, ooh,
sure.
It takes energy. Yes. So when a kid is constantly stroking them off, they get really tired. It's like running a marathon for a plant.
So then you pay your $4.99 for this raggedy, road hard, and put away wet, sensitive plant. And you're like, it's not as responsive as I thought it would be because this bitch is tired.
It's you're like, you know what? It's not that sensitive. Good for it. It's had a hard life. You know what? I do like those. I did keep one of those alive for an insane amount of time during COVID. And actually, it went from like this big. It grew from like,
the sensitive plants get big?
Mine grew quite. It went from like, I don't know, the size of a deck of cards to like.
A Smurf, 3 apples high.
Not quite 3 apples high, but like a deck of cards that a magician is using and has them all fanned out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So wider.
Twice.
Oh, stacked on top?
Stacked on top.
Magicians who are twins. And they're a promo photo at the Venetian is them with...
Each has a fan of a full deck of cards.
And then one's arms are wrapped around another one. And so the deck of cards appear stacked on top of each other.
Because they're also in a relationship.
They're married twins. America's first married twins.
You know what I don't like at Home Depot?
What?
Cactuses with graft-on colored balls.
Oh.
You know those cactuses you see where there's like a bright blue ball? That didn't grow there. That was grafted on there.
I don't like when we interfere with God's paintbrush. I don't like dyed plants. I don't like when they've been sprayed with
a carnation,
like a glitter dipped in something.
Is there anything sadder? Carnations they probably just lived. Actually, I don't know. Did we make them? They've been around since the 80s.
This week's on brand.
Or like
Carnations. I'm sure you're going to do Carnation as a brand at some point. The milk and
of course,
hot cocoa, and then you'll probably talk about carnations. Actually, were first discovered in 1608.
The history of carnations. Yeah, to me, a carnation could either be 1,000,000 years old or created in the 80s.
Same.
But how, like, just living their life like every other flower. Like, what's up, Rose? Or like, hey, bro. Hey, baby's breath. See you Friday. And then one day someone was like, you know what I figured out last night? I accidentally left my carnation
in a Gatorade.
And it turned blue. And then ever since then, carnations' lives have been ruined.
Yeah, I agree.
Every St. Patrick's Day, every Valentine's Day.
What if you could do that with us? Dip our feet in blue?
Then why is everything blue? Why is Avatar, Smurfs, Blue Man Group, everything's blue?
Blue is
must have been a market research on that.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, so I was really into plants during that time when everyone was into plants. There was all those like people like trapped at home, created plant stores.
Sure.
You're buying like everyone wanted the one that had a little bit of white in it. Like there would be the hot plant of the year for a while. It was that fiddlehead fig. Mm-hmm. Is that what they're called?
Fiddle leaf something. Yeah.
Fiddle leaf fig, I think. Babe.
Oh my gosh. Her name is Fig. She thought we were talking to her.
Oh, my bad.
And she's like, what?
What? I'm on the show. When those fiddle leaves, for a while, they became very editorial, and then it was like very expensive to buy them. And then any plant that's expensive to buy, wait 2 years, and then they'll be in Home Depot.
Oh my God, the overpriced
Monsteras for a while were very expensive.
Yeah.
But during that whole period, I was into it. Like during COVID, I was building little gardens. And now where I'm at is, if it lives, good for it. I don't go out and water like twice. I'm kind of, you know what also happens when I get a job, I kind of get back into some old routines.
Okay. What's your routine?
Like like when I get a job, I buy myself flowers once a week. So throughout the week, I have a vase of flowers. Right now I'm into they're called like.
You're regular Miley Cyrus.
I'm kind of, I can buy myself. Is that what it was?
Commit a little harder to singing that song.
Well, I've also, I'm very tone deaf. I can't sing, and I've had a scratchy throat.
Okay, there you go. You're off the hook. I'll put a little auto-tune on that. Raise the volume on it a little bit.
I can buy myself flowers.
That's great.
See, I don't have it.
Honey. If there's anything you don't have, it ain't it. You have it.
Oh, wow. This is why you were not a judge on a competition show. They're like, what is she saying?
People left, and then I'm like, I'm waving the golden
No,
ticket, but
you're
they didn't see because they were already in the lobby.
If you didn't get it, here's what I'm going to say. You're not going.
I don't like on American Idol when they again, I haven't watched American Idol in 145 years. Separating the two groups and then doing a fake out with the winning group to be like, you guys have worked really, really hard. Some of you, you were just lucky even to make it here. And so if we are like, they do a little fake out and then they're like, and that's why I'm so sad to say that you're going to have to go to the mall to buy new clothes for being on American Idol. And then people are like, what? And they scream. I don't like that they drag it out.
And then you see, then they cut to the losers who haven't been told yet down the hall, and they hear everyone screaming, and they're like, yes. I forgot they did that. Do they still do that on the new one?
Yeah, I'm sure.
American Idol's like,
who are the judges?
It's like, oh, you know who it is?
Who?
It's that terrible Carrie Underwood.
Oh, yeah, it's Carrie Underwood. She did have significant facial reconstruction surgery after she got in a car accident.
I was about to cut in and say she needed it. I'm glad I didn't, because I didn't know about that. Who hasn't had that? That's why Luke Skywalker got attacked by the Wampa, because he had been in a car accident before they started.
Make it part of the story.
Make it part. They should have someone attack her on American Idol.
I agree.
Getting like $20 million to sit there. But
it's like all I get focused on is who's the drink sponsor this year.
Is it going to be Dunkin'? Is it going to be Kool-Aid?
A cup larger than you've ever seen a cup.
A cup larger than you've ever seen a cup. And I always kind of want that cup. And then you're going to go to that cup's lounge. Sure. Welcome to the Dunkin' Lounge. How's everyone feeling?
You are trying to convince me that Carrie Underwood is drinking a 64-ounce Mountain Dew Code Red. Honey, it's water. Okay? Nice try.
In her biography, she's like, contractually, I did have to drink 64 ounces of Code Red, and that's what led to the problems in my face. I faked the car accident. Okay, but Miracle Gro is like...
This is school. People are listening to this for school.
I know. Someone was like, you're not curriculum at my school, but I'm going to suggest it in my, like, wrap-out notes.
Mention it at a PTA meeting.
Miracle Gro, it's like, okay.
Would you ever buy Miracle Gro on the shelf?
Okay. I like that you're like, 10 minutes ago, you're like, I don't want to interfere with God's paintbrush. But you're like, but I do want to use the most man-made soil in the land.
I'll say it. I have a bias against Miracle Gro.
Oh.
Are you a Miracle Gro person?
No, I mean, I don't feel like I tend to buy Miracle Gro. I used to buy dirt pretty frequently. It's funny. It's on my list of things to do because I really want to make sure that my Obama plant doesn't die.
Obama plant. Oh.
I have a piece of plant that was...
From the White House?
I won't say names. Okay. But I was at a home of a good friend who had been given a plant from the Obamas. I guess that's something that they do. And I just sneaked a little. It's huge. I mean, it's enormous. It's in their yard.
Succulent?
It's like kind of succulent-y.
Because you were able to transplant.
Yeah, I took just, honestly, the tiniest little piece of it and stuck in water and it rooted. And I've had it in that water with roots for like...
Does your friend know?
No.
Oh. I'm sure you have many friends who listen who have been gifted plants from the Obamas.
I got it. I mean, yeah.
Sure. It's not just going to be like one person.
And then I looked up a picture of the Obamas mantle plant and it is there. I was like, I really do have a piece. So I want to make sure that I mean.
So you might need, long story short, you need to buy dirt.
I need to buy, it's been on my list to buy dirt. I have a few plants that I do want to make sure that they survive. I feel like we're all over the place. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm in now is like, I wasn't watering I wouldn't water for months. And then luckily it would rain. And it's like, I go out there, it's like, whatever's survived, you're good.
Okay, survival of the fittest.
I lost some plants that I really did like, but I'm slightly more into it now. So, and now I think all my neighbors, I have a weird courtyard that it only kind of makes sense for me to be out there because of the way the buildings are situated. So I've kind of just adopted the whole courtyard over the years. There was one guy that moved in. He's like, "Can I have a piece of the courtyard?" I'm like,
What do you mean you've adopted the whole courtyard?
Oh, I just have I have 400 plants out in the courtyard. Like no one can.
You've claimed it.
I've claimed it.
How many neighbors do you have? It's at least 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, like 4, 5, 6. Yeah, but like my front door goes right in the courtyard.
Sure.
Other people have to like either they're upstairs, they have to come outside and go to the courtyard.
They're not all upstairs.
Well, the one that's right across from me, they don't have a door that goes to the courtyard. They have to leave the front of their house faces the street, and then they have to walk around the building.
Oh, yeah, that would feel crazy for them to have a chair.
It's my yard. But now people just leave their plants there for me to take care of. So I have
okay.
become like, I've adopted. So, and then
It's a community garden.
I have a lot of like raggly people, like people have some real rough plants out there.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I kind of want to get back into it. Will I get Miracle Gro? I don't care. I mean, I'm not against it.
I for some reason, I think it's just because the plant stores that I'll go to, I don't typically get plants at like those Home Depot-y kind of places. I just end up at whatever the closer spots, which I feel like there's a real snobbery around Miracle Gro. I end up getting, I mean, I can recognize the bag, but it's like, it's one of these more like naturally organic-y kind of things. And
Yeah.
I'm sure it's much more expensive. So I would never snort on something that's a cost-effective option.
Right.
Lest I snort. Who am I to snort?
You got to
You
snort.
get what you can afford. If it works, it works. We'll talk about it. I mean, they definitely have some. The public perception is really bad among gardening snobs, but snobs always have a thing against the affordable mainstream option. You know what I mean?
You're talking to a Diet Coke drinker.
Exactly.
You think every day I'm like, oh, I think I'll have a Diet Coke. And the waitress like, that has, might get tumies.
Yeah, who cares?
I would get Miracle Gro before I would ever mix one part of this with a little bit of this, add a little of this, put some soaking pellets in, do this, get your this.
Phosphorus, nitrogen. It's too much. The numbers on, like the numbers on the plant food, it'll be like 4, 1, 2. At some point, somebody was like, oh no, the first number means the nitrogen, the second. And I'm just like, so if you want roots, you want a high. And I immediately, eyes roll back in my head and I'm asleep for 100 years. For some reason, as much as I like mixing, tinkering, combining, and for some reason I have a mental block around the things like that.
I think it's because I just have too many plants. Like if every plant has its own
Its
little
own little
diet,
vitamin cocktail it needs.
and it's like, water this one every day, water
Yeah.
this one when it's dry to the touch. They're always dry to the touch to me.
Sure,
the only time
sure.
they're not dry to the touch is if I just watered it.
Actively raining. I'll give a shout out. There's a company I found on the web called Happy House Plant, and they have a plant food that like, it's a little expensive when you first buy it, but then like you dilute it and you use like 2 little dribbles like per pitcher of water. So it lasts 500 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that has really made a difference in the plants. And then they also have one to kill fungus gnats, like for indoor plants. And then they have one that has like, when you pour the water on and it just runs straight through,
Mm-hmm.
like it just doesn't absorb in the soil. I just got one because all my plants were doing that. And you mix that in and it makes the water stay in the soil so it doesn't run all over your furniture.
Oh.
So there's a Happy House Plant. I'll give an endorsement for that as far as a plant vitamin. But yeah, to have to make an individual little supplement menu for each one and they're all different.
No.
Oh no.
No. I was so into plants at one point I bought leaf shine spray.
Oh.
So I was like shining the
so
leaves.
80s. You working as a secretary, putting on your little mitt and then shining up the leaves on your fake plant in the office.
It looked so 80s. I finished that up and then I get out a roll of stamps that you have to lick to send out your correspondence.
The amount, like, you also, we were talking about last week about how, like, with Halloween costumes or dyeing eggs, it's like either all or nothing.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how you are in, like, your lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like, in, like, it's either every decoration is out for Easter or it's none, or everything for Christmas, or we're either shining leaves with a mitt and spray, or we're not touching the plants for 4 years.
Yeah.
It's all or nothing.
Yeah. If you're gonna, if you want a plant, get a jade plant.
Oh, yeah.
I have a jade plant that's over 20 years old.
Okay.
I don't even think there could be dirt in the pot anymore because it has gotten so big.
Wait, that's the succulent with like the big fat round leaves, right? Yeah.
Big fat juicy leaves, and every January they sprout these little white flowers, which I don't love.
Yeah,
but
you don't like the flower.
They do that, but
it could be planted in like a Dixie cup and somehow has enough soil to survive.
One twig of mine at some point over the years broke off, landed in like this tree that I have in my front yard, and
allegedly
it burrowed its way into the bark and then just grew out of the tree.
That's
like
crazy.
It'll grow anywhere. If
Yeah.
you need an easy plant to start with, get a jade.
Snake plant, low light.
Snake plant, low
I've managed
light.
to kill snake plants,
Me
but yeah,
too.
people say they're good for low light.
The plant that our friend Matt, who passed away, I took one of his plants that was supposed to be impossible to kill. Killed it. I was like, how?
There could have been something supernatural going on there.
Makes me very
Perhaps
sad.
a ghost.
All right, well, let's walk me through it. Walk me through this magic dirt. Where did it start? Someone accidentally spilled something on the ground, and in the next morning, a leaf sprouted.
Sure, yeah, it's about there. We'll talk about it. It takes us all the way back to post World War II.
Great.
So hang on, I'm gonna take this purring cat off my lap because she's gonna impede my ability to scroll down.
We're in post World War II.
Oh, so that could have been yesterday.
That could have been yesterday.
It's always post World War II. Ah, her claw stuck in my pants. Help. Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
When the cats get their claws stuck in something, they like lose all sense of time. Like she only knows to get away.
Yeah.
She doesn't understand like, oh, in will take you out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're post World War II. So after World War II, America undergoes the largest single housing expansion in history. So returning veterans and their families are now flooding into these new subdivisions. Your dad built subdivisions, didn't he?
He was a land developer, yeah.
In post World War II, technically.
Technically, post World War II.
So it still counts.
Yeah.
There's all this new farmland outside every major city. And so suddenly millions of Americans are owning a lot of like usable land for the first time. So there's one problem though. They don't know what to do with it. So these people are not farmers. They're like factory workers, clerks, sales. This is the time when like a clerk could buy a house.
Right.
A
house
vacuum
is
salesman.
$14,000 for a
Exactly, a 2,000 square foot ranch home.
Yeah.
On a half an acre. So these are people who've never grown anything. And this is when we start to see, like, in the late 40s, 50s, we start to see the desire for, like, a lawn and a garden and that kind of, like, white picket fence fantasy. But everybody's completely lost. They have no idea how to buy a plant, how to plant a plant. The lawn care industry barely exists. Fertilizer would only be bought, like, in bulk for farmers. There would be no, like, small version of it for the homeowner in a small package. So there's this gap now between homeowners who are desperate for a green lawn, and then there's no easy, accessible consumer product to help them. So keep that in mind that this is the context of the time. So now around that same time, late 40s, we have a man named Otto Stern. A little bit about him. He's a German Jewish nursery man. So he's a plant daddy.
Plant daddy.
He's
the OGPD. Merch.
Picture of Otto Stern, Holocaust survivor Otto Stern. The Nazis arrested thousands of Jewish men across Germany in 1938, which is called the Night of Broken Glass. Stern was among them. His non-Jewish wife deserted him. She found getting taken by Nazis to be quite the turnoff. What a bitch.
Well, I can see both sides of the story.
He was imprisoned in a concentration camp, and thank God he survived, or else we wouldn't have Miracle Gro. There you go.
There's your miracle.
So when the war ended, he left Germany. He's bouncing around. He's in Cuba, and he lands in Geneva, New York, which is a small Finger Lakes city.
Geneva's in New York?
There's a Geneva also in New York.
Okay.
There's two. Also, don't you find out that with like so many cities, it's like there's like a Los Angeles, Tennessee. There's like a Los Angeles
Tennessee
everywhere.
has them all. There's a Paris, Tennessee, too. That's where my grandma grew up.
I think every city should just be in one place because I find it too confusing.
You know what I get confused by? Sister cities.
What's that?
Like Cincinnati would be like the sister city to... Oh, I forget.
Meaning what, though? Same daddy?
I think same daddy.
They were discovered by the same daddy? That's fun. So he's on the Finger Lakes. This happens to be a hub of nursery and agricultural activity because it is the home to federal and state agricultural research facilities. So he's a nursery man. He's starting over. He's finding his way in America. This is the perfect place for him to have landed. He builds a new nursery and he jumps into the market that we're familiar with, Burpee mail order plants.
I was going to put a shout out to Burpee in this and say we do love plants in all your soils
Of
the
course,
most.
of the most.
The most.
I threw some of the Burpee seeds in the flower bed. We'll see. It's been hot. It was raining. We'll see how they do.
My free Burpee tote that you sent me got stained, so if you want to send me another one, I wouldn't mind with the big tomato on it. Go on.
I hope they're still listening. I hope they're in the Patreon. So he is taking advantage of this new desire where people are wanting to bring plants into their home. They're wanting to have thriving gardens, live the American dream. And now you can order a rose bush from his catalog. It'll be shipped anywhere in the country. So the new suburban homeowners are exactly the perfect market for this. The problem, the plants don't always survive shipping. They arrive on your doorstep and they're a little wilted. They're a little worse for wear. So then by the late 1940s, he has started including a little packet of fertilizer called Rapid Gro with each shipment as a pick-me-up for your stressed plants. I don't have a lot of record of the history of Rapid Gro. I mean, obviously it existed back then, but it wasn't on the scale. It didn't have the marketing to scale up to the size of like being like something you could buy everywhere. So he included a little packet of Rapid Grow, and that was how people were able to get their fertilizer in their plants. So it sold so well. This was the first time people were seeing straight to consumer fertilizer that it started to feel like the real product, like people were wanting to buy just that. But then the Rapid Grow supplier drops him. So he sees there's this big demand for fertilizer and plant nutrients, supplements, but he doesn't have any way to get it, to include it in his plants anymore. He walks into an advertising office in Manhattan to figure out what to do next, which is what I always do when I'm trying to figure out what to do next also.
It was of the time. They had all the answers in New York City.
Exactly. If you were lost, sometimes even just directionally, you didn't know where to get a hot dog, just wander into Madison Avenue and talk to one of those ad men, and they'll either come up with a brilliant business idea with you, or they'll point you in the right direction one way, or they'll let you use the bathroom. They'll be great.
Yeah.
So the man who's behind the desk at this advertising office in Manhattan, imagine a Don Draper type. He's Horace Hagedorn. So
Sounds very Harry Potter.
Right? What house would he have been in?
Horace Hagedorn?
Yeah.
Clearly from Hufflepuff.
Yeah, he's a Hufflepuff for sure.
Yeah.
So a little on Horace. Don't hear that name much anymore. I wonder why. So it's Manhattan.
I think there is a Horace in Hogwarts.
Really?
I think. Sorry. I won't hijack this
Well,
into a
no,
Harry Potter
make
show.
it all about the houses of Harry Potter and the cast.
Did you see the new trailer?
No.
No.
Well, we'll talk about it off brand. So he was born March 18th, 1915 on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. So he's a New York boy. He was the son of a real estate speculator, which is basically a house flipper back in the day. So he would find a crappy place and then try to turn a quick profit.
Right.
So he grew up describing himself as not a particularly talented boy.
Aww.
He says he was overweight, not athletic, a poor reader. His daughter Susan made a documentary about him that is impossible to actually watch, but references to the existence of it are available online. And apparently,
I thought you meant difficult to watch just because he was a fat kid.
No, it's like you can't play it. Like you can't even watch a trailer. It's like it says it's about to play, and then it's just like a gray arrow, one of those. So I don't know how widespread or popular this documentary was, but his daughter made a documentary about him. And apparently in this documentary, Horace describes a scene where he's just explaining, I guess, his non-athleticism, that he's standing in left field as a baseball rolls past him while his teammates are yelling, which is all my experiences of sports also.
That's exactly how
Right?
I would have been too.
Just a ball rolling past you.
I told you the one time I don't even remember what sport it was. It was either softball, baseball, soccer, one of the dumb ones that I attempted at some point in like 5th grade. And we were all standing in line to wait to go do something during rehearsals. Is that what they're called? Not rehearsal.
Practice.
And I remember.
I'd love to come. I have baseball rehearsal.
I need to get my jersey on. I remember standing there and I was just like blankly looking at space. And
Yeah.
I used to blow spit bubbles.
Oh.
Like I could blow them pretty
I
big.
don't want to see it.
And I remember I was doing that and then I like snapped out of it and I looked over and the boy next to me was just looking at me like,
So disgusted.
and I just felt so shamed.
Yeah, I never did well in any of those kind of. I'm more of a Horace also. We're all a bunch of Horaces. Maybe that's why we like this story.
Yeah.
My experience, our kids, like my daughter played t-ball when she was 5, and one kid was good, and then the other like 14 kids were just all wanted to just play in the dirt the entire time. So the entire t-ball game is parents yelling at their kids to stop playing with the dirt, like stand up, stop it. And I'm just like, can we just like, wouldn't it be better if we all just like got our snack out and we just all sat in the dirt, and just looked up at the sky, listened to the birds.
Yeah.
And that one kid can play catch with his dad. How about that?
I love it.
Do we all have to do this? No one likes it.
Nobody likes it.
Nobody likes it. So Horace, he's like us. He's more interested in, oh my God, art, design, and radio. That's us.
I really thought you were going to say art, design, and spit bubbles. It's like, what? Daddy!
You are entitled to quite the pretty penny in an inheritance if Horace is your daddy.
Oh, man.
But we're to have a radio show also.
We're left-brained.
Art
Yes.
and design.
Yes, that is us.
So he started selling radio ad time for NBC right out of the University of Pennsylvania in 1936. He moved into programming. He produced a crime drama series called The Big Story about journalists who broke important stories. And he used the royalties from his radio show, The Big Story, to fund what happens next. So his advertising philosophy came from a man named Martin Small, and he's told this story in every interview he's ever had about his life. Martin Small was credited with inventing, it's funny to think that this guy is like Martin Small, famed, wise, sage advice giver, inventor. He invented roll-on deodorant.
Okay, that's pretty good. I mean, that is good.
I mean, I used roll-on deodorant in 7th grade when like you're in gym class for the first, you have PE and you start to stink. And it's like, yeah, I'll give it a try. I mean, did we like that? Do we like roll-on deodorant? I don't even think it still exists.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't, but it had a moment, and it brings nostalgia, a nostalgic smile to my face. So good on, you said Martin Small?
Martin Small.
Is it, I don't know if it came up in your research at all, is he by any chance related to Martin Short?
Yeah, they're the twins we were talking about earlier.
Okay.
Martin Small and Martin Short are married twins that perform in Vegas.
All the pieces are connecting. That's what I love about our show.
Me too. This actually might, because I know Martin Short listens. This is probably going to be really exciting for him because he'll think about his brother. So Martin Small said, I'm going to tell you 5 words how to make $1 million. Find a need and fill it. And Horace goes, Martin, that's 6 words. And he goes, so I lie a little.
I love this. I love that my first thing was 5 words. Rob a bank real fast.
Hey, kid, I'm going to teach you how to make $1 million. 5 words. Rob a bank real fast. The real fast part is key. Otherwise, you get caught and then you go to jail. And you don't want that because you don't get to keep the money if you go to jail. So he lies a little. It's like that's all part of the advertising thing. It's like maybe you fudge the truth a little bit. Maybe you tell them they need something they don't really need. This is how you make it big, how you make $1 million. So something about Horace, he likes face-to-face meetings over the phone. He never likes people to call, give him a pitch. He likes to read the room. So Otto Stern also happens to like face-to-face because he has such a thick German accent that he's harder to understand over the telephone. So on this random day, Otto's coming in. He wants to share his story about being dropped by the fertilizer company.
Of course.
And of course, who has all the time in the world to listen but
Horace.
But Otto? I mean, it's like, what a funny, like, okay, I guess they're 2 guys who are destined to be friends.
And you never see an Otto or a Horace anymore.
No, you don't.
Wow.
We need to change that. Our 2 sons.
Yes, our next children will name Otto and Horace.
Otto and Horace. So Stern walks into Horace's office, not to buy an ad, but to start a fertilizer company. Mm-hmm. So they each put in $2,000 and they shake hands. So he's told him this story about like, there's this big desire for fertilizer. I got dropped by my supplier. I feel like there could be something here. They hire O. Wesley Davidson, who is a Rutgers University professor who specialized in orchid cultivation.
Now, orchids. Orchids. Don't even get me started on these things. What a scam those have turned out to be.
Has anybody kept an orchid alive beyond the flower falling off phase?
My dad.
Oh, really?
He's got an orchid that he has stuck down in his basement. It's just by that weird little basement window. Everyone can do it. I did it when I was plant daddy during COVID.
What?
I read that you could take a dead orchid. My friend Leah, she always likes to have a nice orchid in her home.
Yeah.
So she would always give me, once the flowers fell off, she would give me the stumpies because I had read they're perfectly fine.
But did they come back?
They 100% come back. You just leave them alone. Oh. But they can also come back, and this is what I did, and it worked. Take the ball, you like do whatever you got to do with the roots. I wrapped them in moss, tied pantyhose around them. You
bought a leg's egg.
I did. I went to like the 99-cent store and got a leg's egg and wrapped it around a tree.
Okay.
And it grew off of the tree and reflowered.
It like merged with the tree?
No, it's just, I don't know, because I don't think it has to like stick into it.
It doesn't need dirt, you're saying. You could just have like moss and pantyhose.
I don't know.
Pantyhose.
It has to have a pair of pantyhose.
And it has to be legs, very brand loyal, nude sheer.
Nude sheer. The Farrah Fawcett brown.
Love it.
But yeah, you can just leave them alone. You like, usually when you get them, I'm like all worked up about orchids. Like usually when you get them, they're already destined to fail.
Okay.
Because they're like in this small little container at the bottom.
Trader Joe's, they have a really tantalizing orchid selection.
They have forever, but like you just want to repot them. There's orchid pots that have holes in them. That is one flower where you probably do want to get like they make like an orchid
special blend. Maybe it has more like rocks in it or something.
I think it has more of like the water goes straight through it because it's not supposed to like sit in water at all. But
wow.
Don't get rid of your orchids. Find it, stick them in a closet for 6 months.
That is shocking. There's nothing that makes me lose faith in a doctor's skills faster than a stump of an orchid in the waiting room.
That's how we all feel.
Like, you can't keep this orchid alive. What chance do I stand?
You're not taking my kidney.
That's really interesting. Wow, yeah. I'm sure people were listening to this episode walking out to the garbage holding an orchid, and now they're like turning around and going back in and walking straight to the closet.
And putting it in the closet.
That's good.
And 9 months are like, it didn't grow.
And then write us a letter, lick a stamp.
Canceling my Patreon.
So O. Wesley Davidson, he develops a water-soluble powder formula for reviving plants.
Wait, now which one is this guy?
He is the Rutgers professor who specializes in orchid cultivation.
Okay.
So he's an orchid guy. He figured out the vitamin mix to help orchids. He created this fertilizer that would be water-soluble powder. And this becomes the product. It's the blue-green crystals that you recognize as being Miracle Gro. They dissolve in water and they feed plants quickly through both roots and leaves. It's a mix. At this time, it's probably now 90% poison, like everything is. Balanced mix of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, which I guess are the 3 things that plants like.
Sounds great.
Horace's first wife, Peggy, names it, of course, Miracle Gro, from the mind of a genius woman.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like Peggy's Dirt.
How many products have been named
by women?
By the wife. The wife is just stirring a pot of chili, not getting a dime.
And he's like, I'm going to call it BO14
Exactly.
Dirt Supplement. She's like, honey.
Horace's Crystals.
Horace's Crystals.
So the name is obviously perfect. It's simple. It's memorable. It's impossible to confuse what this product does. It does all the marketing on its own. Miracle Gro. Wow. It's just like, it has such a good ring to it.
It does feel of the time. It feels dated, but still good. It feels like like a 60s name.
Sure. Miracle as a word kind of does feel like Miracle Whip.
Miracle Whip. Was that made by the same men?
The same crystals. It's actually the same product.
The same product.
Yeah. If you dissolve and crack an egg in it, it turns into Miracle Whip.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Miracle does feel very 1950s. It's like a miracle getting dinner on the table. It's like they were really selling miracles. It was like era of the genie or something.
It really was. And we just missed a good moment for a callback, because that should have been my joke. I should have said, now I don't know if this came up in your research, but is Miracle Gro related to Miracle Whip?
Shoot. Should we go back and put it in?
I think so.
Al, can you put that back in where it was? And then the audience will laugh because they're remembering the Martin Short, Martin Small.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
They'll get it. Then the show really is connecting the dots.
People were so close to hitting pause. So in 1951, we see the first major ad for Miracle Gro in the New York Herald Tribune. The ad costs about $2,000, and the orders that come in from this ad bring in $22,000.
Money well spent.
Money well spent, right? So their business model from day one is deliberately very lean. They outsource everything. They don't do any of the manufacturing, distribution, or fulfillment. They only focus entirely on the formula and the marketing. So they're not a factory. They're just a brand who happens to sell fertilizer, but they have an ad man in their corner. So that is where their strength lies. They're not going to do any of the heavy lifting. They're going to keep their hands clean of, well, I guess they don't sell dirt at this point. Fertilizer. Then they had the really good idea to get into stores. This is very Shark Tank. I'm trying to think about what Shark this would be. They drove from hardware store to hardware store, personally, furnished a display for free, left the product on consignment, and then they would only be paid back on the products that were sold at the end of the month. So it's zero risk to the hardware store owner.
It's very smart.
That might be a Lori. I feel like Lori really likes an in-store display.
Yeah, Lori likes an indoor display. She would figure out an infomercial for it
sure,
once
yeah.
we move into that territory.
It'd be like the plant without the side-by-side, the plant that wasn't given Miracle Gro, the plant that was.
Classic. Here's what she's going to say. She's like, you know what I'm seeing? It's a before and after. We've seen that with models. Now we're going to see that with plants.
I love that.
Going to see a shriveled up Shrivy and then a thrivey.
Bursting with tomatoes. So now we're really building the identity of the brand. Horace commissions advertising artwork from someone named Joseph Casteri. He's an illustrator who worked directly under Norman Rockwell.
Wow.
So the ads feature happy families, all stages of life. They're putting around in their lush, aspirational gardens. It's very warm, all American dream, similar to Rockwell's, Saturday Evening Post covers, which is the perfect fantasy you're trying to sell with your lawn care company. It goes hand in hand. It's the perfect illustrator for this. In the 1960s, this is a play on flower power of the time of the 60s. Their slogan becomes, discover the power of flowers.
I like it.
That, for
That's
some reason, discover the power of flowers with a Norman Rockwell-esque God, that stirs me.
Okay,
I'm
fisherman's
stirred.
wife.
I'm stirred.
It's very 70s. What
Yeah.
year are we in?
This is the 60s. This is early 60s.
Yeah, flower power. We're moving
power.
into it.
Hippie.
Yeah,
I'm definitely
dippy.
more Norma Rockwell than I am this.
I'm definitely more Don Draper than I am any of this.
Yeah, you're smoking a big stogie and having a lunchtime whiskey.
Yeah.
Miracle Gro ran some of the first television commercials targeting home gardeners, that was very rare at the time. Nobody had ever done that. There's an actor, James Whitmore. He was on like The Twilight Zone. He wasn't really like a good actor, but he was a really famous like TV personality.
Character actor.
And he was very like trustworthy and authoritative, and he became the spokesperson for Miracle Gro at the time. In 1963, Horace leaves his advertising career entirely to work at Miracle Gro. So at the time, Miracle Gro was like his little side business from his advertising business, and this has been going on for 12 years. So at this point, he fully commits to Miracle Gro full-time when the annual sales are now in the hundreds of thousands.
Wow.
So he really did not quit his day job for a while.
Yeah.
Good for him. He took that advice really seriously. Now it's the mid-1980s. Miracle Gro is a nationally recognized brand. Horace buys out Stern's 50% stake in the company. We don't know for what amount, and he becomes the full owner. So the partnership that started with just $4,000, now 30 years later, belongs to one man, Horace and Horace only.
I wonder why he sold it. I'm always curious when people sell things.
I don't know. I guess maybe it was, I mean, at that point,
They could be getting older or just
30
doesn't want
years later, who
Yeah.
wants to deal with it? Just take your money and run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Live by water. Own a duplex by water, your dream.
Not a large home, just a duplex.
Just a
I want to be able to
duplex.
rent out half of it.
I want a shared wall
I
in
want,
my
like,
dream.
Shared wall.
As long as there's water out my front window. So now it's the mid-90s. Miracle Gro is doing approximately $115 million in annual sales. So this is like,
That's a lot.
there's nobody even coming close touching them.
Everyone's out in their garden. They have Alanis Morissette screaming through their headphones.
What a
They're
dream.
planting some Gerber daisies because that's what was hot back in the
most
day.
90s flower. I had a Gerber daisy bedspread.
Of course. I mean,
course.
Gerber daisies were everywhere.
Gerber daisy bedspread, papoose chair, Eiffel Tower lamp.
Neon lips on the wall.
Oh, the dream. Take me back. Horace is now 80 years old. So the brand...
Not hot.
Not hot anymore.
No longer hot.
When did he be? But he hasn't been hot for 50 years in your mind.
Yeah, well, maybe 40. We'll see. I'd have to see the sups.
Meanwhile, Scott's, which is a 127-year-old Ohio lawn care company.
Oh, I'm very familiar with Scott's.
You are, because as an Ohioan.
Yeah, of course.
What do you know about Scott's?
I just know that they have something to do with like landscaping and gardening.
Sure, yeah. It's like more of a lawn care company, yeah.
Yeah.
So they've been watching Miracle Gro. They've been seeing Miracle Gro has a brand that it evokes a feeling. It has like trust associated with it. People really like the branding of it. They like what it represents. Scott's, no one feels anything about Scott's. It's like, it's a bad name.
Wow.
It has no warm and fuzzies.
All of our listeners named Scott right now are like, they're like,
It's a good name for a man, but you go in the store, you think you're buying a man.
Yeah,
When
that
you
is
go
a
to
good
Scott's,
point.
it's confusing.
I'll have 3 Scotts. I don't know how this works.
I mean, you've definitely walked into a store trying to buy 3 Scott's.
Okay.
You
I've
get
definitely
turned
had
away.
a Scott.
Scott's comes to Miracle Gro and is like, listen, you're in the yard, we're in the yard. What do you say we make something happen together?
Let's have a picnic.
Let's
That's what you would have said. Let's have a picnic.
Let's have a picnic. So they announced the acquisition of Miracle Gro at a deal valued at approximately $200 million. This is where things got really creative. So now we have Horace's son, Jim, who's kind of running things. His dad told him, if you sell the company, get paid entirely in stocks. So instead of taking cash, the deal was in stock only. And when the deal closed, the Hagedorn family, Horace's family, now the company now run by Jim, holds approximately 42% of Scott's stock and 3 of 11 board seats. For some reason, this felt like really, maybe I missed Succession. This felt really juicy to me thinking about board seats.
No, it's great. Because if it was me, if I was the dad, this is why we always joke
Sure.
that we're glad that everyone doesn't have the same brain. I
Sure,
would be
yeah.
like, if you sell the company,
Uh-huh.
make sure you get paid completely
In
Gerber
cash.
daisies.
Thank God that
Thank
you were not the
God.
dad, right?
Thank God.
I know. And just to have that like foresight. So this is where things get really, and maybe you're like, it depends on whose team you're on. Who is the bad guy? Who's the sneak? Who's the victim here? I mean, they're all rich, so none of them are victims, but they have 3 of 11 board seats. Scott's technically acquired Miracle Gro, But Horace's family are now the dominant shareholders of the combined company. So Horace later told the Wall Street Journal, the truth of the matter is Scott's didn't buy Miracle Gro. We bought Scott's.
Damn, plant doms.
Right? They got plant
Dirt
doms.
doms.
Dirt dom.
Dirt doms.
I mean, that's also a plant daddy. It's kind of a dirt dom. So 3 years after that deal, Horace's family engineered the removal of the Scott's CEO. So they came in, they were like, yeah, pay us in stocks. We'll take over. Now we're on the board. Your CEO's out of here. Wow.
Wow.
The merger produced roughly $40 million for Horace personally.
I do feel like this should be this should be from the creators of Succession comes Dirt. And it's like this gritty, dark.
I mean, there's more scandals to come.
Okay,
we'll get into
hear
it. This is pretty juicy.
You really went digging.
We went digging. We got our hands dirty today. So he has his $40 million. This is where you're kind of like, okay, well, so they're kind of good. He uses a lot of that money, I'm sure most of it, I don't know, to become a serious philanthropist. So he donated $45 million to the Long Island Community Foundation, a cleft palate clinic, all these schools for education and business, universities. He sails competitively until age 84. He seems like a good guy. I mean, he gave away millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
He dies in 2005
No.
of pulmonary fibrosis at his home in Sands Point, New York, at the age of 89. So, I mean, a pretty good life.
If he was going to die of anything, I was worried it was going to be pulmonary fibrosis.
You were.
Yeah.
Me too, yeah.
That's
I'm just
sad.
glad he didn't fall off a sailboat.
But I'm glad he had a good life.
He had a great life. 2001, Jim takes over. He's now CEO. He's chairman in 2003. He's a former Air Force captain. So this is little Jim. I think he's kind of like a tough guy. He engineered the 1995 stock only deal that got the family the full control. And in 2005, the company officially becomes the Scott's Miracle Gro Company. So he's now like just in charge of the entire thing. He's in charge of Scott's Miracle Gro altogether.
He owns every yard in the goddamn country.
He really does. And their current annual net sales during that time was $3.6 billion. Still headquartered in Marysville, Ohio. Do you know where that is?
No.
So that was where Scott's was founded.
Right.
So that was in 1868. If we ever do a Scott's episode, spoiler, 1868.
I feel like there was a Scott's by my mom's in like Mason, Ohio.
Oh, interesting.
That's where I feel like I'm picturing it.
Okay.
But I could be wrong.
I'll call your mom and ask. Get her on the pod. 2011, Jim's walking through an Ace Hardware store. God, I love an Ace Hardware store in Washington State. And he sees a large display of hydroponic growing equipment. 2011, we're starting to see cannabis being grown in the home. We start to see laws kind of changing, relaxing, medicinal, whatever. Things are getting a little sloshy in the cannabis industry.
A little indubious.
It's getting a little indubious. If you can't see the video, we're doing a doobie signal.
Doobie.
So none of this hydroponic growing equipment is obviously made by Miracle Gro. Cannabis cultivation is legal in several states, and it is growing fast. This is a booming industry.
Yeah, you're in a good position if you're dealing with plant growth at that time and have the foresight to realize that that's an untapped industry.
Right? So this is 2011, and in a Wall Street Journal interview, he mentions that Scott's Miracle Gro is kind of interested in this space. He mentions it, I'm assuming, before running it by the board or talking to the rest of the company, and they react with alarm because this is kind of seen as like a really family-friendly company. So if they're like publicly taking like a pro-cannabis stance, that could, at this time too, 2011, it was still like,
there's a lot of stigma with it.
There was a lot of stigma associated with it. So they weren't like happy to totally hitch their brand to the cannabis industry.
That's why you just have a separate, it's like Disney and who or ABC.
That's what they do.
Oh, good.
Yes. Oh my gosh, this is why you're such a good businessman. So they create a cannabis subsidiary kind of secretly, and they call it Hagedorn. So Horace's last name in German means Hawthorne. So they call this new secret company Hawthorne Gardening Company. So if anybody did some digging, maybe they could figure out that they're connected. But you're exactly right. They created this kind of like adult after dark.
At least they didn't call it like Miracle Weed or something like that.
Yeah, that would have been really obvious. They're like, no one will know.
I love it. So now they have a little dark underbelly. They're raking in the pot money.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
That's going to be like season 3 of Dirt.
Right. So Hawthorne Gardening Company launches in 2014, and they acquire cannabis supply companies, including who can name these? No one knows these companies. Several cannabis supply companies. So they basically just buy them out and then take them on under their umbrella.
Are you allowed to say, when you're a pot store, are you allowed to say you're a pot store? Like a new one, you've got one next to you that is like as big as an Apple store.
It's so obnoxious.
I have one now that's opened by me that was a Radio Shack, and now it's called like Canna.
Oh yeah,
Kanya.
It was a Radio Shack, and then it was like a weird mattress store for a while.
In 10 years, it was Radio Shack, Mattresses Are Us, and Kanya.
Who's buying their mattress literally next door to a 7-Eleven?
I need a Slurpee and a new bed. My back is killing me. Well, now that I have a good bed, I need to get high.
Totally.
But it doesn't say like pot store. It's like, I was like, what's Kanya? And then I'm like, oh, there's always like something. There's always a green thing.
Sure.
Or like a pot leaf.
It's like they can't just say marijuana. I think they can say cannabis.
Oh, okay.
But
I'm
they
just
can't
curious.
say
I don't know the rules.
They can't say like Weed Party USA or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like there's some rules about that, which feels so arbitrary because it's like you see that little green like first aid sign and you're like, okay. And the lights are always so obnoxious.
So obnoxious. And Kanya, they wrote it like it's some new, it's like, ooh, a fun new like coffee shop or restaurant.
Yeah, I thought it was like a small plates place.
Me too.
It looked like tapas.
And then I was like, then I saw like a leaf or something. I was like, oh man.
Also, like the marijuana leaf as a symbol to me is quite hideous. Like, I don't like the way it looks.
It's a little jaggy raggy. It's like, calm down.
It's always like a bright, obnoxious green. I'm just not. It's always with lime green and black. I don't really love that combo.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
That whole corner, man. Cat a corner from the Mathasium, which shut down next to an eyeglass shop.
Right under the like syphilis big billboard.
A 25-year licensed billboard that's only for STDs. Yeah. Good Lord.
Exactly. I know that's a rough corner. So their philosophy is that we're not going to touch the plant itself. We're not actually going to like explicitly say we're a marijuana company, but we'll sell nutrients, lighting, and growing equipment, which is everything that growers need with none of the legal risk. Because at this time, it is still kind of legally dicey. And for several years, that works. Stock soars to $250 per share by April of 2021. So this is from 2014 to 2021. They kind of operating this secret grown-up branch. By this point, they've poured approximately $1.7 billion into this weed company.
They've put that into it, or they've gotten
They've invested that in it. Jim's son, Chris, who I imagine he's like, it's like, who could we put on the weed? For some reason, the son, Chris, makes me feel like, okay, he was probably like the slacker son. They're like, what can we get him excited about the family business? And it's like, well, okay, we'll put him on the weed. That's something he's passionate about.
I'll do it.
So he runs a subsidiary, and now it's 3 generations of the Hagedorn family are now in the business. By 2022, federal legislation doesn't happen the way they expect, and states with legal cannabis see a supply glut. Prices are crashing. Cannabis growers are starting to go bankrupt.
Oh.
The business is not exploding into massive long-term profits the way that they thought it would. So Hawthorne sales drop 40% in a single quarter in mid-2023. Scotts lays off 1,000 employees. The company sends $200 million worth of unsold grow lights straight into a landfill.
What? They couldn't repurpose those?
You would think they could.
It seems there has to be someone that could have used those.
Straight to the dump.
Wow. Hazinga.
Hazinga. This is Hazinga. We'll call this Hazinga number 1. There was just nowhere to store them. They couldn't find any buyers for them.
Nowhere to store them except planet Earth. We're a company all about making beautiful flowers the world can be so beautiful, but let's dump our Hazinga.
They truly do not care. Jim told CNBC in 2025, we burned $2 billion there.
Maybe they shouldn't have put Chris on this project.
I'm going to blame Chris.
I'm blaming this all on Chris.
I think he's like a trust fund baby.
Yeah.
And he was like, it's like, Chris, what are we going to do with all these grow lights? We market them to, and he's like, oh, I had them sent to the dump. It's like, you had them sent to the dump? We could have had people sell those for like growing like vegetables hydroponically in their house. Oh, I had never thought about that. Chris.
Well, here's your paycheck.
Scotts spun Hawthorne into a standalone company in 2025, and then they sell it to a cannabis operator in January 2026. So this is still kind of like breaking news. They just are trying to basically like sell it off for parts.
Do you know what they sold it for?
I mean, probably more money than we'll ever know in our life.
Well, it could be. I'm curious if they like had a huge loss.
Oh, a huge loss. It was a huge loss. They lost, billions of dollars from this deal.
Wow.
Yeah, they lost billions of dollars.
That's
so major Huizenga.
That's a lot of Gerbers.
That's a lot of Gerbers. They're still getting paid in Gerber daisies.
Well, that's just how they reference everything.
Money
Since
is
the
Gerbers.
90s, yeah.
It got really confusing when there would be a new baby in the family.
Gerber because they have
food.
Gerber baby food.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't done that, Mommy.
Yeah, I should do that, Daddy.
Ugh.
See, no, that's why. It's because I'd be calling you Daddy the whole episode. You wouldn't like it. And then, God, this is the worst Huizenga. This is maybe...
Oh, no.
No, they're all bad. Okay, this is bad Huizenga number 2. Starting in 2005, Scott's Miracle Gro begins applying 2 insecticides to its wild bird food products. Morning Song and Country Pride are the 2 brands. So this would prevent insects from getting into the bird seed while it was in storage. The chemicals, if you're curious, Storeside 2 and Actelic 5E. Sound delicious, right? Both are explicitly prohibited by the EPA for use in bird food. The label reads in plain language, Storeside 2 is extremely toxic to birds. They apply it anyway to the bird food. Employees are warning management of the danger 6 months before their product eventually gets recalled. Management continues selling. They forge documents saying that the bird food is not actually laced with the pesticide, that it's not actually toxic to the birds. It has sold at this point more than 70 million units of bird food that are laced with this known toxic pesticide.
They're selling bird food that kills birds?
They're selling bird food that kills birds.
70 million bags of it?
Yeah. And in September of 2012, they are sentenced in federal court in Ohio. The penalties are the largest criminal fine and the largest civil penalty in the history of the federal pesticide program for this crime. The breakdown
that seems
was
a very niche fact.
It really is. I know, but it's like a pesticide crime. I mean, I guess they're that like, I don't think it's specifically to bird food in general. The most bird food ever poisoned. $4 million in criminal fines, $6 million in civil penalties.
That's it?
$500,000 to bird habitat organizations, $2 million to environmental projects. It totaled $12.5 million, and then they later had to do. I know it feels like it should be more.
This is like a slap on the wrist.
And then they had a class action lawsuit for $85 million to like the consumers who bought the bird food. Nearly $100 million in losses for this scandal.
Good.
But also just like.
I'm a bird advocate. I feed birds. I have hummingbird feeders.
Mm-hmm.
I already downloaded that app that we talked about that someone Burrito and Barks
Shazam
told
for
us
birds,
about.
yeah.
Shazam for birds.
Wow, is it cool?
I haven't taken it on a test ride yet.
Take it on a test ride, report back.
Yeah.
Knowingly spraying bird food with bird poison is like an incomprehensible evil. And then this is when I'm like,
Chris.
It says toxic to birds. And
Give to everyone but birds.
He was like, I thought toxic meant like cool.
Like cool, man. You're
like toxic. Oh, this like totally toxic.
like Britney Spears is toxic.
He was listening to the song Toxic.
That's Britney, right?
Yeah.
That's not Christina.
No, that's Britney. And he thought it meant like it's good for birds. It makes him really like hot and horny.
And this is when his family found out he was gay.
Chris. Okay, and then
oh no.
they also have a very robust relationship with Roundup.
But that's the name I've been trying to think of for the last 5 minutes because those boys aren't good.
They're not great boys. In 1999, Scott Miracle Gro acquired exclusive rights to market Monsanto's Roundup herbicide in the U.S. Roundup's active ingredient is glyphosate, which is the most widely used herbicide in the world.
If you can't say it, don't spray it.
I love that. That's great.
That's me in court. They're like, sir, are
your
you...
Aaron Brockovich moment, not at all affiliated with the case and either any of the parties involved, but you have like your hair, it's like you're all dressed up for court in a little power suit. Click, clack of your heels entering the courtroom, all heads turned. By the way, have you been in a courtroom? They are not like on TV.
No, they're so boring. I've always wanted to have a busted moment where everyone turns around and I click, clack, and it's like, you can't click, clack. It's so boring.
No, it's like fluorescent lights, that like styrofoam panel ceiling, carpet. No click, clapping happening on that little gray carpet.
No. And you know what I'm always surprised? They know how long it's going to be. They're like, this trial's going to be 4.5 days.
I'm like, how do you know?
What if I get really passionate?
What if we have a hung jury?
I hope we do. I'm willing to be a juror as long as it's a hung jury, Your Honor.
Roundup is about 5% of their total sales, which is about $154 million annually.
Oh, no.
In 2015, the International Agency for Research on Cancer, which is the World Health Organization's cancer research arm, classifies glyphosate as probably carcinogenic to humans. That probably is carrying a lot of weight there. 2017, California listed as known to the state to cause cancer. Bayer, which acquired Monsanto in 2018, has paid out more than $10 billion in settlements to plaintiffs claiming glyphosate exposure caused their non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. The litigation is still ongoing. In 2025, there was a scientific study that Monsanto had relied on for decades to defend glyphosate's safety is retracted by its journal for serious ethical concerns. So they were always referencing, like, we did this study, this scientific study saying that it's safe. And then like, actually, we maybe need to retract it because we're concerned about the ethics of this study. Because it turned out that Monsanto employees had ghost-written substantial portions of it, which apparently you're not allowed to do in your scientific studies.
No, it has to be an independent study.
So Scott's Miracle Gro, their position is that they market Roundup, but they don't own it, and they believe glyphosate is safe when used as directed, and the science is contested. Scott's Miracle Gro no longer includes glyphosate in the brands it owns, but it continues to serve as the U.S. marketing agent for Roundup. So they still are profiting quite a bit from the sale of Roundup, but as soon as it comes under scrutiny, they can kind of pretend like it's at like arm's reach, but they're in charge of marketing in the U.S. So their brand name is at the center of one of the largest pesticide litigation events in American history, Hazinga. And then we have
more?
Some grass escaped.
What does that mean?
They developed a genetically engineered version of creeping bent grass, which is a fine textured grass that's used for turf on golf courses that would be resistant to Roundup, so that they could just absolutely douse an entire golf course with Roundup and only the weeds would die and not the grass, which, by the way, people who live near golf courses have had, like, on record, serious health implications because of all the pesticides used on golf courses. And they were like, well, what if we could spray a Roundup on the entire on all 18 holes? And it would only kill the weeds and not the grass. That'd be great, right? So they made this experimental grass in like 2003, and it escaped the plot. It blew in the wind. It floated out. It floated down the river. It crossed Snake River from Idaho into Oregon. And now the grass just roams free. And at least in 2018, it continues to spread through the country's waterways. And Oregon is the grass seed capital of the world. And this escaped GMO grass is an ongoing concern for the farmers who cannot stop it and did not consent to it.
I don't even understand what I just listened to.
The grass ran away.
Escape seems like a crazy word for grass, especially grass that's called creeping. What's it called?
Bent grass.
Creeping bent grass.
Creeping and bent like an old man at a crosswalk everyone's honking at.
It's like just these little blades running across the street.
I'm guessing there are seeds, like maybe it went to seed and one seed blowing in the wind.
Or maybe they hitched a ride on a tumbleweed.
It could have hitched a ride. Or, heck, a bunny's tail.
On a bunny's tail.
It could have hopped. It crossed a river.
Wow.
It rode on the back of a fish. You can rank in your own mind the level of Hazinga for these several Hazingas.
Yeah.
I have my rank. I think grass is at the bottom. I think poison birdseed.
Poison birdseed is at the top, probably.
At the top.
Roundup hitch is up there.
Yeah, it's up there.
They're
it's up
bad
there.
boys.
So this is the tension of this brand. So they're built on the idea of making things grow, helping ordinary people have beautiful gardens, the Norman Rockwell illustrations, the American dream, discover the power of flowers. All that stuff is so beautiful and feels good. These little blue crystals, you shake them on and your tomatoes grow bigger and better. That's warm. And it's the American dream. It's the white picket fence in the garden. And then the environmental critique of Miracle Gro that the synthetic fertilizer model, while it does work, you could do side-by-side comparisons. Your tomato plant will grow bigger. It contributes to waterway nutrient pollution when fertilizer runs off into streams and lakes. It causes algae bloom that depletes oxygen and kills aquatic life. The conventional lawn care model that Scott's helped build requires repeated chemical application to your lawns. So there's this tension between helping things grow and then selling chemicals that have serious environmental ramifications.
But at what cost?
But at what cost?
I would rather have a little less big flower.
Sure.
and a chirping bird.
A weed or two. A dandelion, a beautiful dandelion.
Grass
that a
that's not
bee
running across the street.
Exactly. So especially with younger consumers who are more likely to skew towards like organic and sustainable, like us, younger consumers who are thinking about like the further environmental ramifications, we are not going for Miracle Gro. And so in my mind, I'm like, well, who's even using Miracle Gro? Well, it remains the default consumer plant food in America. The gap between the company's image and the reality based on the record is quite real, but I don't think the average Miracle Gro shopper knows necessarily about this.
We've got to get the word out. We need to put QR codes to this episode on every bag of Miracle Gro.
We should. Right after this record, that's where we'll go. At the same time, I mean, I'll just say, is it on brand for me? I'll give a little teaser. It's not, but I can say the story of like, this is a Holocaust survivor. He's selling rose bushes by mail. He wants to help people, but they're like, I feel like.
But that's not what the brand is.
That's not what the brand is. Its origins are not what it is.
Yeah.
Talk about where it is now. Okay. So it's approximately $3.6 billion in annual net sales. Jim Hagedorn remains chairman and CEO. They now have water-soluble plant food, potting mixes, garden soils, raised bed soil, slow-release granule. I mean, everything that you can imagine. The blue crystals are still like the flagship product. They named Martha Stewart as the chief gardening officer in 2025.
I do like Martha.
Grow like Martha is the catchphrase.
I wasn't expecting that curveball.
I tried to figure out like what this partnership means, and there are like a few videos like on their social media, but then they'll say like, oh, follow this link to like join the community with join Martha's community. You click on the link, like nothing happens. I can't find it. I feel like it's like a ghost kitchen of a partnership. So really what it actually is Martha Stewart in a sweatshirt that says Dirt Nerd, and like it's popping up like questions being like, how do I get my mums to bloom again after winter or whatever? And then she kind of responds to those questions. The most shocking thing, Martha's answering these questions from her personal cell phone. She has one of those phone cases that's also a wallet, has credit cards in it.
I could see that.
I find that to be really surprising.
I'm not surprised by that.
I feel like that's somebody who like works at like a kiosk. Like a kiosk like that.
That's
does,
a woman
like,
on the go.
threading.
She just needs to have everything at her fingertips.
I saw
She probably is a collab with that brand too. She's collabing with everybody right now.
She is a whore for a collab.
Right now.
She could collab with us.
I mean, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, Martha, she'll glom onto anything. I still don't understand. I love her and Snoop on the show, but I'm not understanding like the level to which she'll put her name on something.
She's on everything.
She's on everything.
She's collabing with everything. Yeah. I, for some reason, she can't do wrong to me. I mean, I'm sure she does some shady stuff, but I still love her.
You could tell me she like stomped on an orphan, and I'd be like, well, what was the orphan doing?
Yeah, what'd the orphan say? What was the orphan wearing?
She's like a Miranda Priestley. Like like her bitchiness is like what we love about her.
She's earned it.
She's earned it.
Yeah.
Remember when you watched her yard sale special on like Hulu or something 2 times in a row?
I watched it at home and then told you how good it was, and you're like, well, let's look at it. And then we just sat there and I rewatched it again.
She had a really like epic garage sale.
She had a huge garage sale. Like some stuff that she really had used and other stuff she probably just bought too many of. But
so
like,
fun.
Looks so fun.
We should
like
watch that again tonight.
I'd watch that again.
It is a cozy watch.
Like an entire table of just like rolling pins.
Right. I know. So nice. Okay. Well, that's it for Miracle Gro. I've kind of alluded to where I stand. John, is it on brand or off brand for you?
You know, I hate to do this because, you know, I like to like the brands that we have, but Miracle Gro, I'm going to have to say Miracle, no. No. I don't need it. I have a yard, but I don't have a yard that I like grow.
Sure, yeah.
I don't need their products. I can easily get 1 bag of organic California made soil a year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need them. I feel like they're like big dirt. Like I don't know that they're like, I'm sure they had great roots in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Roots.
I'm trying to get a few in.
See how many more you can get in.
But as the company grew and started to blossom,
and would leave behind some of their values.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I think the more digging we do and mulch.
Because what it really stems from is wanting to help people grow plants. Mm-hmm. And I feel like...
I don't want to come off as pruny or a hoe.
You don't?
But,
How do they never do like grower shower? Like you can be a grower and a shower? Like if it was like Miracle Grow, like Miracle Show.
Oh.
Like you don't have to pick. You could be a grower and a shower.
What? Are we talking about dongs?
Yes.
Oh. Well, listen, we have to, before we wrap this up.
You have to tell me why there's a pile of celery next to you.
Yeah, that's why. So that's what we're getting to.
Okay.
Finally. So do you remember a couple of weeks ago? Oh, by the way, great show. It was like an investigative reporting.
I know,
we
that was
dug
an exciting
into it.
one. That was like a Ryan Murphy series.
You're like Aaron Brockovich-ing this. We had some, I do think we have created a possible pitch for an HBO show.
I love it.
So bravo.
Thanks.
Do you remember a couple weeks ago when I passive-aggressively mentioned my good friend Caitlin,
Yes.
and for Christmas for her friends, but I'm out of town, she makes pimento cheese.
Yeah.
That started this whole pimento cheese like discussion on Discord. Everyone's like having pimento cheese memories.
It's like I didn't know that our community is 100% pimento cheese fanatics.
I know.
It's like very bizarre. And I even like was getting like grossed out again by how much everyone was talking about pimento cheese. I Googled, I was like, okay, it's a pepper. It's a pepper. I like if it was called like red pepper cheese for some reason, I feel like it would have better branding.
I don't love the word pimento.
No, it sounds like something you should go to your dermatologist to have looked at.
Yeah, I think I'm going to, you know what?
I have like a pimento on my back. Can you look at it real quick?
Can you just get rid of those 4 pimentos, please? They're so red. Well,
they don't hurt, but they itch.
They itch. I feel like, and what's weird is I feel like I could squeeze them out, but they don't come out, and then they just start to bleed.
Yeah, don't do that.
So this week I was gifted a personalized
Oh my
tub
gosh!
of homemade pimento cheese.
Wait, why is it personalized?
She only makes this at Christmas in a large batch and divvies it out. This is the first time she's ever created a single person batch just for me and
She should
us.
sell this at the farmer's market. I think what we're noticing is that pimento is about to have a huge moment.
Pimento's definitely about to have a huge moment.
Oh, I would love to try.
So here, I have a plate. Now, she says she usually eats it on a Ritz. I forgot to get a Ritz. I have a multigrain cracker, and she said she also eats it on a celery because it's such a creamy cheese.
Oh my God. Okay, so this is cheddar. Pimento are these little red things.
Yeah, I still don't really exactly know. Is pimento just red pepper? I should have.
Oh, that's really good.
I should have asked her. I haven't tried this batch. She was a little worried that she might have gotten the ratios wrong, or.
That's really good. Does the kick come from the pimento? I didn't think they were spicy at all.
There's a little cayenne.
Wow, that's really good. Yummy.
The cracker's a little soft for it. I'd probably get maybe a
Triscuit?
I want to try
I ate too many Triscuits the other morning. I gave myself a bad tummy ache. I looked at the serving size Triscuits, 5 crackers. I had at least 25. I was in bed the whole day.
Nobody likes Triscuits.
Oh, I do. Yeah, that's a tender cracker for that. But that's really good. Caitlin, that was so nice.
I think I would like it on a wheat thin.
Oh, a wheat thin,
Oh, it does have a nice little kick to it.
It does. It's got a little zip and zing. I love that.
Yeah, I'll have to get some wheat thins and we'll try them on a crunchier cracker. Caitlin, thank you so much. That was so nice. And then I felt bad. I'm like, I guilted her into like, but then I was like, okay.
And I have to give a shout out to my cousin Julie who sent us Muhammad Ali stamps because you said there weren't any Black History stamps. She was at the post office.
I forgot about. I
know. I have them in the desk. Thank you so much. I mean, you don't have to be related to us or be a personal friend from real life. You can send us anything, and we'll be so happy.
We love gifts. I'm not going to lie.
We
I
do.
mean, I act like I don't. I act like I'm uncomfortable getting them, but I do
you
love
act
them.
like you're uncomfortable getting them?
I also want to we have a special shout out to give today.
Okay.
We got reached out to from a guy named Eric.
Okay.
And he let us know that his wife, Mara, was basically in labor, supposed to be having a baby at any moment. Mm-hmm. Said that they're big fans of the show, had listened to all the episodes, and that he was supposed to create like a playlist for Mara, like
while she was in labor.
Yeah. He wanted to surprise her with a little like video from us, so we made this little video for him. I think it took so long to have this baby.
The lighting was terrible in our video.
I don't think that matters. Like, we made this video, and the baby was due, like, the day before we made the video. Sure. And then, like, I didn't hear anything for, like, 5 days, and I didn't want to be, I'm like, they're having a kid. I'm not going to. But then, like, after, like, 5 days, I was like, did he hate the video? And I was like, hey, just checking in on the baby.
No, yeah, it was good. The lighting was, could have been better.
Questionable.
Long
story short, our newest freak, baby Miles, has entered the world. Family's doing well.
Oh, that's great.
Eric's brother visited and wrote me yesterday and said that he had visited and heard the story about the video and how nice nice it was, and not to make this all about us and how nice we are, but we're just happy that everyone's happy. It was so very thoughtful for them to like. Why are we part of the the brother
story.
was like, I showed up I showed up to visit them, and they were listening to you when I got there.
Oh my gosh, how cute!
We're happy to be a part of it. Congratulations! On the baby.
We love a new baby freak.
We love a new baby freak. And speaking of freaks, let's give shout outs to all of our freaks of the week. If you don't know what a freak of the week is, it's our most special listeners. Every Wednesday on Instagram, I do a little puzzle on our Instagram story. Oh my God, I'm like drooling. I'm drooling from pimento cheese. Now I feel like Chris. That's when they asked him if he wanted to do that job. He's like, bro, I'm drooling. Yeah, I can do it. I'll make you millions.
We're putting you as the head of our pimento division. That's where you'd work.
Yeah, so if you solve that puzzle on our Instagram story on Wednesday, let me know what the brand's going to be that week. I'm going to send you a little badge to let you know you got it right. I'm going to add your name to our Wheel of Freaks. I spin that 5 times, and we pick 5 Freaks of the Week every single week. And those lucky people are this week. This was for the Triscuit Insta Egg, my least favorite Insta Egg of all the eggs I've done because nobody knows how to do math, and I just want to put it behind me. But these freaks got it all right, and they won the wheel, and they are Sarah Sophia Serrato, long name, Justin Schaefer, Jen with a G, as in, hey, it's Jen with a G, Renee La Violette with a slash on the A and very French sounding, and Jesse Stack. So thank you guys so much for playing the egg. We really appreciate it. If you don't follow us on Instagram, get your buns on there. We post so many things on there. We ask you your feelings about the brands. If you tell us, we talk about them on off-brand. If you're not an off-brand, join it. Get into our Patreon. Get the off-brand episodes. Join us on Discord. We're just having a gay old time over there. And if you don't follow us on YouTube, subscribe to that channel too, because it's absolutely free. And we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We've just crossed 700. So I would really appreciate that.
While we're giving shout outs, I'd like to shout out a lovely listener who left us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. We have Nupazi Kajash. Matt Damon stars in On Brand. We haven't talked about Matt Damon in a minute.
We've lost some of our bits. We never even talk about
back.
Titanic anymore.
That's a really good point. We'll have to bring that back. Matt Damon and Titanic are going to be heavily featured in next week's episode. I have binged an ungodly amount of episodes since I first heard them on A Funny Feeling, an episode we were guests on last year.
Oh, yeah.
They are easily my new favorite pod, humans, freaks, constantly in my ear and in my heart. Thank you so much for your lovely words. If you haven't left us a review on Apple Podcasts, please do. You can also leave us reviews other places, but I just won't know where they are or how to find them. It boosts the show. It boosts our mood. Follow us on Instagram at OnBrandThePod, TikTok at OnBrandThePodcast. Write to us, chat with Jon in bed, in jeans, with peeps. Easter's coming.
If you ever want to chat with me, do the Insta Egg. It is literally the easiest way to chat with me because I chat with every single person that does it every day.
Go.
This last one we did this week, almost 300 people are doing it now.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
It's a lot of people.
That's a lot of chatting.
It's a lot of chatting.
This is why you're tired.
I mean, not everybody wants to chat. I'm just saying if you want to chat, that's the easiest way to get a hold of me.
I like when you're trying to chat and then people are like, okay, I have a job.
I know. When I was going through them last night to type up the names, I realized sometimes I get... And just so you know, if I'm sassy on there, I'm never mad. Like someone was like, said something, I was like, and then I made fun of her and she's like, rude, LOL. And then like I said 3 things and she never wrote back. And I was like, oh my God, does she really think I'm rude?
No,
and
it's always a joke. It's hard to tell tone over text sometimes.
I
It's
know,
playful.
especially when I'm doing it because I'm fast and furious on Wednesdays just replying to everybody. But yeah, check it out. Join me. Talk. Let's do it.
All right. And with that, we'll be back next week with an all-new episode.
And remember, you guys, we may go off topic, but we're always going to be
On brand.
Bye.
Bye.
On brand.